to virtually be with you, and I've prepared a presentation for you about my favorite Web 2.0 tools, just my favorites. Make sure you get my email, and you can Twitter with me, you can LinkedIn, or you can Skype me. Always look for Meg, O-R-M-I, and that goofy little graphic over to the right. Then you'll know for sure you found me. There I am, virtually, and there is my book. I'm excited to share with you that it won Book of the Year this year. Yay! I feel like I have to wear like the crown for, I only have a year to wear it. But it's really fun in life to share that you wrote the book on it, and it's pretty exciting. In the book, there's 99 of my favorite Web 2.0 tools. We're just going to cover just a few today. I couldn't be with you physically. I am actually in Illinois. I'm out near Dixon. It is the boyhood home of what president? Okay, I've got to give you the answer quick before you Google it. Ronald Reagan. I'm right down the street from his boyhood home. All right. Fun to say you wrote the book on Web 2.0. Web 1.0 is, hey, I have a bulletin board. Don't talk to me. Just look at my stuff. That's Web 1.0. Web 2.0 is, woo, let's communicate and let's chat, let's talk. And a lot of times your network administrators don't like Web 2.0 stuff because it invites that collaboration. Well, I'm all about collaboration, and when we're talking about Common Core state standards, all the way through the Common Core state standards, create, show what you know, collaborate, and that's really important. So I'm going to show you just a few of my favorites, and I've kind of grouped them for you. So take a look. All right, in the upper left-hand corner, those are all my favorite social networking sites. I've recently had to kind of cut it down. There's so many on here. Well, I will tell you, the one that scares me the most, completely scares me, is Pinterest. Go ahead, Sherry, have everybody hold up their hands. How many people? Pinterest is not something you dabble in. You're addicted to it very, very quickly. Yep, I bet there's a lot of you. I hadn't had my crock pot out in 5 years. All of a sudden, I'm whipping up things. It's hilarious. My family's like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I pinned this. Yeah. When I'm done, some of you people that are addicted, try to explain it to the rest of the room. It is great fun. Left-hand corner is the use of a webcam. Now, I'm having a bad hair day today, so I didn't want to turn my webcam on for you to see me. So I gave you my picture, and I'll give you my voice. But with a webcam, we can make connections to students, teachers, everywhere, anywhere they are across the globe. And I Skype all the time to talk with classrooms, to talk with teachers, plan professional development sessions. I'm all over it. Okay, in the right corner, video. You cannot plan for enough bandwidth. I just saw an alarming statistic last night on Twitter that for every minute of the day, there's 72 hours of video that is being uploaded. 1 minute equals 72 hours of video. That's unbelievable. Oh, including this video now. It's unbelievable. Google, everything Google in the upper right-hand corner. A lot of my schools that have switched over to Google, they were all concerned that it would be, it would take everybody a long time to get used to. Nope, that wasn't the case. And it can save you significant dollars, which of course we all love because Google Documents, Google Presentations, spreadsheets, forms, free. Office software, not so free. In the middle, stuff I don't know where to put anywhere else. How's that? A couple of my favorites that I'm using this week in Tech Camp include Evernote and Dropbox. But out of all of those, Animoto is one that I'm going to hit. So these are just a few of my favorites, and I will make sure that you have a link to these resources on my wiki. So here they are. Let's focus on the scary one, Pinterest. Look at the bottom where it says, ladies love pinning. 97% of Pinterest Facebook fans are women. It is mainly women. A lot of crafts, a lot of clothing, a lot of things like that. There's 100 million unique visitors, growing faster than any independent site in history, including Google, if you believe that. Unbelievable. And I believe last I heard they are 16 employees. That's it, and it's that crazy already. Just to give you a sense of how fast it's growing, I really it wasn't even on my radar screen 6 months ago. Then for a couple of months I was afraid of it, so I didn't go near it. Then I jumped on in. I used Pinterest kind of like I used to read magazines, and you tear a picture out of a magazine and you pin it on a virtual corkboard. That's kind of how I use it. Twitter. Those of you that have been with me before, you know I'm a raving Twitter lunatic because I get most of my professional development, how I stay current with everything, is through Twitter. Now, I introduced Twitter to my class today. I have 27 in my class. 4 of us had been tweeting before. And everybody just looked at me like, Twitter? That's crazy. That's what Paris and Ashton and all those other people use. I'm like, watch me. I Twitter professionally. So I try to keep my network professional. Most of us talking about educational technology. Now, I let everybody in. So looking at those tweets, I'm not sure there's a couple I don't know. But for the most part, I know a lot of my followers, and I let everybody in my Twitter feed. All of you are welcome to join me, and it's Meg, O-R-M-I. You are welcome to join me and Twitter away until you misbehave on Twitter. You misbehave by telling me about your tuna sandwich, or the dog is tired, or keep that for somewhere else. I don't care. And the key, this guy up here, the Cyberryman, I never can say his name right, his Twitter handle, that's at the top. You have to start following this guy. And so if you're on Twitter, follow Cyberryman across the top. That's his handle. And this is also his webpage across the top. These are called hashtags. In the blue, those are called hashtags. I don't know who made up the term, but when you have a number sign and then a code, that's your hashtag. And by following that code, you can see everything that is going on around that discussion. If you want to follow our tech camp here and all the way through this summer, I'll have 12 weeks of tech camp. I can't even say it because I'm so nervous about 12 weeks. 12 weeks of tech camp. And everything is going to be tagged under the hashtag MEGCamp. MEGCamp. No space. Meg Camp. So number sign Meg Camp. And you can follow along and watch the videos that everybody makes. It's going to be very exciting. I go to Twitter once to make my user accounts, and then I never go back. I use Tweetdeck to organize my tweets. Tweetdeck is a piece of software that you download, and you can go ahead and download, and it will organize. You can see how the different columns are organized. Let me see if I have another shot. Okay, so in these columns, there's different chats, and these are called the hashtags. Each one you click on will make a new column, in TweetDeck. And so I could follow the 3rd grade chat, the 4th grade, the science chat, whatever I want. And I happened to come across this gentleman, T. Rucker. He was sharing what he's doing. He was twittering about what his students are doing. He teaches 3rd grade in Virginia. Chances are I would have ever met him. I'm not sure without Twitter. And so he's doing 2 things that got my attention. 1, video story problems with 3rd graders. And then they do book talks, made QR codes for the library. I'm like, I got to find out more about this guy. Who is he? What's he doing? And you can see his hashtag is 3rd chat. So he's one of the founding people that started the 3rd grade chat. He is a wealth of interest. His name is Tyler Hart, co-founder, moderator of the 3rd grade chat, and Promethean and EdTech. Boy, he's a busy guy. And he has blogs and so on. But I would never have found him if it wasn't for Twitter. Now I get to follow him and share with other great educators that I work with a fantastic resource to follow up. Look at this thing. His blog is so interesting. He's on summer vacation right now, but I went through his blog. He's doing some really great things with students. He is not in a one-to-one environment. You can see in the background, he has a cart full of computers. He calls it the cow that he has to bring in. So it's not one computer per student, but he does a lot of production. He posts all their video story problems up to Vimeo. You want to make sure that you ask your school administrator and make sure that you follow your acceptable use policy for this. All right, Terry. Now I know Terry face to face. I had the pleasure of turning her onto the world of Twitter, and now she is just amazing. She has 3,000 more tweets than I do. She's always tweeting about science, technology. She's a runner, and she really is doing some great stuff. You need to follow Mrs. E Biology. I love that name. And so Terry's tweeting, sharing, and she's really big into problem-based learning, and she loves to share those things. What's interesting, what's coming out of these tweets and chats and things like that are face-to-face events. When people, they're called tweet ups, when you finally meet your tweeple face-to-face. And this is one that recently happened in Philadelphia. It was considered an unconference, which means it's not scripted. Like there's no paid presenters, there's no keynote people. Everybody kind of shows up and says, what do we want to learn? I attended one recently. It is a really cool way to do professional development. I learned more in that one day than I would in like a 3-day traditional conference. Got some favorites here. Evernote, Dropbox are my big ones this week. I always have to include Wordle. Wordle is Wordle.net is a little website where you can generate tag clouds. I recently spoke to a group in Colombia via Skype, and I didn't know much about Colombia, so I went to Wikipedia, found some information about Colombia, and pasted it in to Wordle. It's a great way to go ahead and see the words that become larger are repeated more often in the article or in the review or whatever you wrote. Okay, could be my new summertime favorite, Animoto. As educators, you go ahead and sign up, and then you come back to the site, and on the bottom left-hand corner it says educators or education or something like that. Make sure that you sign up for that because they're giving things to teachers. Yay! And oops, too fast. And you get upgrades, so you get to have access to some of the templates that you don't get for the free version. I rarely upgrade to pro version. I did for this one. It was that amazing. Dropbox, here it is. Let's say Sherry needed a copy of this movie. It's a perfect example. And for some reason, she couldn't access YouTube. I could put it in my public folder on Dropbox and send Sherry the link. And then Sherry can come into my public Dropbox, but she can only pull out what I directed her to, just that one thing within the folder. Wow, very, very cool. All right, can't plan for enough. You need to check out, let me see if I have the Khan Academy. The Khan Academy, Saul Khan started this to help his nieces and nephews, and it went viral, and then Google invested in it, and Bill and Melinda Gates drove their boatload of money to it. If you have not been to the Khan Academy recently, you need to go back and visit the practice and the coaching. Basically, you become the coach for your students, and then you can watch their progress. It's unbelievable. Full curriculum that you can go through. Math, very strong in math and science. There's some other stuff, but I would say it's definitely strong in math and science. Now, I love Mr. Coley. He has left the 5th grade classroom, and now he is an assistant principal. But this is a great example of what we could do with podcasting. He does a study cast before all of his tests. To get his students ready, they would go and listen to him, and the students can download their PowerPoint presentations, notes, whatever he has on the website, and then they can listen to him as he guides them through studying for the exam. Wow, we all should need one of these sites. YouTube, oh my goodness, it is unbelievable. I'm really using it extensively this summer. I'm making my playlists, my favorites, and I'm really trying to get to the real root of the power of this tool. It's going to be very frustrating when some of my campers go back to school and it's blocked. Sometimes it's blocked because of bandwidth. The building just doesn't have enough bandwidth, but sometimes it's blocked just to prevent kids from going to bad places. Guess what? Newsflash. Kids will go to bad places. That is supervision issues, and that's really the crux of it. There's so much here that we can do for teaching and learning that we really need to open it whenever possible. Read, Write, Think is one of my all-time favorites for all things language arts. And it's from the International Reading Association. It really is a super resource. And I'm working with Scoop It. Scoop It. Scoop It is a way to curate content, meaning finding this gem and finding this gem, but then figuring out how to organize it so you can get back to it again. That's really a trick. All right. I have at all times my emergency Skype jacket hanging in my office and emergency earrings. You just never know what part of the world I will be needed in. And all things Google. If you have not started your investigation of Google, the time is now. Oh, I'm sorry. As you can tell, I could go on all day, but Sherry told me I had to keep it short and sweet. So you enjoy the rest of your conference, and I'm sure Sherry is going to figure out how to get any questions that you have to me, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It was fun virtually spending time with you. Have a great day.